Oh Say Can You Seed by Bonnie Worth. I'm the cat in the hat, and I think that you need to come take a look at this thing called a seed. From the giant gum tree to this very small weed, every flowering plant started out as a seed. Plants are so useful to me and to you. Can you think of the ways? I will name a few. The paper for books and the cloth for your pants came from trees and from cotton. These are two kinds of plants. The grains and the fruits and the veggies you eat, why they came from plants too. And here's something neat. In deserts and woods and rainforests thick, grow plants that can make you feel well when you're sick. Yes, plants serve us well and fill so many needs, and flowering plants all started as seeds. Just what is a seed, you are wondering maybe? Well, you might say a seed is a tiny plant baby. The best way for you to see just what I mean is to take a close look at this seed called a bean. Like all seeds, a bean comes in three basic parts. Thing one, thing two, please bring out the charts. Part one is the first that I think you should know. The part that's the baby, it's called the embryo. To sprout, it needs food like you and I, which brings us to seed part numero 2. It's called cotyledon. Said, isn't that fun? This bean seed has 2, but some other have 1. Last comes the third part that you need to know. It's the coat which protects our cute little bean embryo. To sprout a bean seed, keep it moist but not wet. Keep it covered with dirt and then see what you get. In 7 or so days comes the part that I love. A root spreads below and a stem shoots above. Now, in order to show a grown bean plant to you, we've traveled in time for some months, maybe 2. Thing 2 calls the part above ground the shoot system. Thing 1 calls the part underground the root system. To get a good look at the roots underground, it is better to make like a mole, I have found. Roots are not pretty, they're twisty and hairy, and some roots look even a little bit scary. Roots anchor a plant and help it stand true. Roots suck up the water too, and minerals. And roots keep the soil from just washing away. That's pretty important now, wouldn't you say? We've talked about roots, we've learned about them. Now it is time we moved on to the stem. The stem is a pipe through which water shoots. It's absorbed from the soil and passed up through the roots. It shoots through the plants, and next, as you'll see, the leaves each turn into a food factory. Just like the rhino's protected with horns, the stem of a rose is protected with thorns. Leaves come in all shapes and all sizes, I found. Some small and some spiky, some big and some round. But the thing that all leaves have in common is this: they make their own food by photosynthesis. I'll say this quite loudly, I don't mean to be rude, but plants are the only living thing on earth that makes their own food. To do this, plants need water, minerals, and sun. And that's why the daytimes when food making is done. For your information and also for fun, hop in my shrinker-upper and let's see how it's done. The leaf takes in CO2 through a stoma or pore. It works like a mouth, and that's what it's for. Then the air gets mixed in with the water and sun, and that's how the food-making factory is run. I see by my clock that now is the hour to drop in and say hello to the flower. Plants breathe out a gas that we breathe in. The name of the gas is oxygen. Thing 2 has a chart that he will share with you that shows what parts of a flower all do. In the pistil are the ovules, they're unfertilized seeds. The stamen holds pollen, which an ovule needs. An unfertilized ovule will not ever grow, and pollen's the stuff that will fix, you know. A flower's own pollen or another's okay. That's where the bees play a role, by the way. To make honey, bees need to get nectar from flowers. They fly and they gather this sweet stuff for hours. The pollen sticks onto their bodies and legs, it falls off, and sometimes it reaches the eggs. An ovule that's fertilized becomes a seed, and it grows fruit, upon which we feed. When we say the word fruit, do you know what that means? It means olives, nuts, grains, plantains, and tangerines. And apples and oranges and pineapples too. All kinds of plant foods that are healthy for you. Some fruits are juicy and messy to munch on. Dry ones like nuts are just nice to crunch on. Not all plants with seeds give us edible fruit. Some plants have seeds that look weird or look cute. But seeds are hitchhikers that ride on your clothes, and dandelion seeds sometimes fly up your nose. Some seeds come in pods that explode like a sneeze. Other seeds may have wings and can fly on a breeze. But whether they stick or they blow or they fly, seeds bring us life, and now you know why. I see the sun setting, and here comes the moon. Your mother is calling, your dinner is soon. I hope that you have learned from my little seed talk, and now I will climb up this giant beanstalk.